Hello dear friends, today we start the topic the mode. We already discussed in the previous video lecture the measure of center tendency and what are the methods for measuring the center tendency. When we talk about the center tendency, with the help of center tendency, we can find out a single value that represents the data, and once we can find out a single value, then we can compare from one data to the another data, and on the basis of that we can take the decision. And when we talk about the method for measuring the center tendency, then there are the five methods for measuring the center tendency. First, the arithmetic mean. Second, the median. The third, the mode. The fourth, geometric mean. And the last, that is called the harmonic mean. And we already prepared the video and we already discussed on the arithmetic mean, median, and the other positional average. In this lecture, today we start the mode, that is the third method for measuring the center tendency. Then you can check if in this image we have given there are the value 6, 3, 9, 6, 6, 5, 9 and 3. Then you can check the 3 repeated the 2 time, the 5 repeated the 1 time, the 6 repeated the 3 time, the 9 repeated the 2 time, and we know the mode is the value that is repeated the highest number of time. Then in this data you can check the 6 that repeated the highest number time, that is the 3 time, then the 6 become the value of mode. The objective of this lecture: first, the definition of mode. Second, the formula of mode in group data. We can bifurcate the data, that is the group data and ungrouped data. And when we talk about the ungrouped data, the individual series come under the ungrouped data. And when we talk about the group data, then there are the two series that come under the group data, that is called the discrete series and the content series. And when we talk about the value of mode, we cannot find out the value of mode in case of ungrouped data, because when we talk about the individual series, no value are repeated. If value are repeated, then it come under the group data. Then in case of the ungrouped data, we cannot find out the value of mode. Then we can do the practical question on discrete series, then the formula of mode in content series, then practical question on the content series. After that, how we can find out the value of mode with the help of graphic method. Whenever we have to find out the value of mode with the help of graphic method, then we can use the histogram, and with the help of this histogram we can find out the value of mode graphically. Then the merit and demerit of mode, and at the end the practical application of mode in real life. The mode is the value that appear most often in the set of data value. If x is a discrete random variable, the mode is the value of x at which the probability mass function take its maximum value. In other words, it is value that is most likely to be sampled. This number which appear most often in a set of numbers. For example, if we have given the set of number the 6, 3, 9, 6, 6, 5, 9 and 3, then you can check here the 6 repeated the highest number of time, that is the 3 time, and then the 6 that become the value of mode. The mode is the value that appear most frequently in a data set. A set of data may have one mode, more than one mode, or no mode at all. And the set of number, if we have given the set of number the 1, 2, 2, 2, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 8, then you can check here the 2 and the 6 that repeated the same number of time. The 2 repeated the 3 number of time, the 6 repeated also the 3 number of time. Then has the 2 mode, 2 and 6, since each appear with the same greatest frequency. Such a data is called the bimodal. The mode of a set of observation is the that value which appear most frequently or with the greatest frequency. In discrete frequency distribution, the mode can be determined just by inspection. We have to inspect the data that is repeated the most number of times, that become the value of mode. But it is the value of variable corresponding to the maximum frequency. However, this method is applicable only if the distribution is unimodal if it has only one mode. For example, consider the following distribution. Here we have given the value of x and how many times it is repeated, that is called the frequency, that is represented by f. Then here we have given the value of x, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Then we have given the frequency, the 1 repeated the 1 time, the 2 repeated the 4 time, the 3 repeated the 12 time, the 4 repeated the 7 time, the 5 repeated the 2 time, the 6 repeated the 3 time and 7 repeated the 1 time. Then you can check the 3 that is the repeated the maximum the 12 time, that become the value of mode. Since the value of x corresponding to the maximum frequency is 3, the mode is 3. Note, while determining mode by inspection in case of discrete frequency distribution, an error of judgment is possible when the difference between the greatest frequency and the frequency preceding it or succeeding it is very small and the value are heavily concentrated on either side. In such a cases, it is desirable to locate the mode by what is called the method of grouping. Under the method of grouping, we have to prepare the two things, that is called the grouping table and analyzing table. On the basis of that, we can find out the exact value of mode. We learn how can we find out the mode in the context free data. If we have given the context free data, then how can we find out the value of mode? Then first of all, we have to find out first the model class. And how can we find out the model class? The class which have the highest frequency, that become the R model class. After that, to find out the exact value of mode, we have to use the formula, that is mode is equal to L plus f1 minus f0 divided by 2f1 minus f0 minus f2 multiplied by h. And here the L that represents the lower limit of the model class, the f1 that represents the frequency of the model class, the f0 that is the frequency of the class preceding the model class, and f2 that is the frequency of the class succeeding the model class, and h that is the size of the model class. Then once we use this formula, first of all there are the two things. First we have to locate the model class. Model class are those which have the highest frequency, that become the model class. After that we have to use this formula to find out the exact value of mode. Now practical question on context range. Here we have given compute the mode for the following distribution. We have given the class interval, that is the 0 to 8, then 8 to 16, 16 to 24, 24 to 32, 32 to 40, 40 to 48. Then we have given the frequency, that value lie between 0 to 8, that repeated the 8 times, the value that lie between 8 to 16, that repeated 7 times, value that lie between 16 to 24, that repeated 16 times, the value that lie between 24 to 32, that repeated 24 times, the value that lie between 32 to 40, that repeated 15 times, and value that lie between 40 to 48, that repeated 7 times. Then that is we have given, and first of all here we have to find out the model class. Then we can check the class which have the highest frequency, that is called the model class. Then here we can check the class, that is 24 to 32 has highest frequency, that become the, that is 24, that's why the 24 to 32 that become the model class. Once we have find out the model class, then we have to use the formula. The formula is that the mode is equal to L plus f1 minus f0 divided by 2f1 minus f0 minus f2 multiplied by h. And here that is the L, that is the lower limit of the model class, and you can check the model class, that is 24 and 32. 24 is lower limit and 32 that is the upper limit, and then L becomes 24. The f1 that is the frequency of the model class, then and that become the 24. The f0 that is the frequency preceding the model class, that is the 16. The f2 that is the frequency succeeding the model class, that becomes the 15, and h that is the class interval. You can check the class interval, that is 32 minus 24, that become 8. H is equal to 8. Then now we put in formula mode equal to 24 plus 24 minus 16 divided by the 2 multiplied by 24 minus 16 minus 15 and the total multiplied by 8. Then 24 minus 16 it becomes 8, 8 multiplied by 8 it becomes 64. Then 2 multiplied by 24 48, 48 minus 16 minus 15. Then 48 minus 9 31 and 48 minus 31 that becomes 17. Then 24 plus 64 divided by 17. When we can solve this, 64 divided by 17 it becomes 3.76. Then 24 plus 3.76 and the value of mode is equal to 27.76. That is our answer. Now the second question on the content tree. Here we have given compute the mode for the following distribution. Here we have given the class interval 100 to 110, 110 to 120, 120 to 130, 130 to 140, 140 to 150, 150 to 160, 160 to 170, 170 to 180. And here we have given the frequency, that is value that lie between 100 to 110, that repeated 4 times. The value that lie between 110 to 120, that repeated 6 times. Value that lie between 120 to 130, that repeated 20 times. The value that lie between 130 to 140, that repeated 32 times. Value that lie between 140 to 150, that repeated 33 times. Value that lie between 150 to 160, that repeated 15 times. The value that lie between 160 to 170, that repeated 8 times. Value that lie 170 to 180, that is repeated. Now we continue the question which we have discussed in the previous slide. Now we prepare the grouping table and analyzing table. Then here we have given the class interval, that is 100 to 110, 110 to 120 and so on. The last 170 to 180. And here we have given the frequency, that is 4, 6, 20, 32, 33, 15, 8 and 2. And that is the difference between the first highest frequency and the second highest, that is 33 and 32, only one. That's why we have to use the grouping method, and under the grouping method we have to find out the two things, the grouping table and analyzing table, to find out the exact value of mode. And here we learn how can we prepare the grouping table. When we talk about the grouping table, then grouping table have the 6 column number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And the frequency which we have given in the question, that becomes the column number 1. And on the basis of the frequency, now we can find out the value of other columns. If we talk about how can we find out the value of column number 2, then we have to take the total of first two frequency, that is 4 plus 6, that become 10. Then the next two frequency to find out the value of column number 2, 20 plus 32, it becomes 52. Then 33 plus 15, it becomes 48. 8 plus 2, it becomes 10. And the same way, if we have to prepare the column number 3, then we have to skip the first value in the frequency which we have given, and then the total of next two and so on. Then 6 plus 9, 20, it becomes 26. Then 32 plus 9, 33, it becomes 65. Then 15 plus 8, it becomes 23. And at the end, there are only the single value, one value, then we need not to consider it. We have to skip that value. Now we have to prepare the value in column number 4. Then when we have to prepare the column number 4, then we have to take the total of first 3 value, the next 3 value and so on. Then 4 plus 6 plus my 20, it become 30. Then the next three value 32 plus my 33 plus my 15, it become 80. And at the end there are only the two value. We need at this three value. So we can skip these two value. Now the same way we can prepare the value of column number 5. Then we have to skip the first value, then the total of next three value, and so on. Then 6 plus my 20 plus my 32, the total of these three value, that becomes 58. Then the total of next three value 33 plus my 18 plus my 8, it becomes 56. At the end there are only one value, then we have to skip this value. In this way we can find out the value in column number 5. Now the column number 6, we have to skip the first two value, then the total of next three value, and so on. Then 20 plus my 32 plus my 33, it become 85. Then the total of next three, and then we have to check now the next three value, 15 plus my 8 plus my 2, it become 25. So in this way we can prepare the grouping table. Once we prepare the grouping table, the column number 1 to column number 6, then we have to highlight the highest value in each of the column. Then we can check the column number 1 have the highest value, that is 33, that's why I have bold that value. And the column number 2, the highest value, that is 52, that's why there is a bold. The column number 3, highest value, that is 65. Column number 4, the highest value 80. Column number 5, highest value 58. The column number 6, the highest value 85. Once we prepare the grouping table and highlight the highest value in each of the column, on the basis of that we have to prepare the analyzing table. Now we have taken the analyzing table, that is the column 1 to 6, and then we talk about the column number 1 which have the highest value, the 33, and it depends the model class, that is 140 to 150. That's why we have taken 140 to 150, this one. Now we have to go to second column, that is 52. It depends the model class 120 to 130 and 130 to 140. Then in the column 2, 120 to 130 and 130 to 140. Now we go to the column number 3, the highest value, that is 65. It depends the model class 130 to 140 and 140 to 150. That is the third column 130 to 140, 140 to 150. Then the column number 4, that is the 80, it depends the 130 to 140, 140 to 150, 150 to 160, that is the model class. Then in column number 4, 130 to 140, 140 to 150, and 150 to 160. Now we go to the column number 5. Column number 5, that depends the model class, that 110 to 120, 120 to 130, and 130 to 140. The same we can display here, the column number 5, that is 110 to 20, 120 to 30, 130 to 140. Now the column number 6, it say the model class lie between 120 to 130, 130 to 140, 140 to 150. Then column number 6, 120 to 130, 130 to 140, 140 to 160. Now we have to run the total of each of the model class. Then 120 to 120, there are only one. Then 120 to 130, 1, 2, 3. Then 130 to 140, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 140 to 150, 1, 2, 3, 4. 150 to 160, there are only the one. Then here we can check the maximum, that is the 5. The maximum, that is the 5. That the 130 to 140, that become our model class on the basis of the grouping method. Then now we have to use the formula. Once we have determined the model class, now we have to use the formula, that is the mode is equal to L plus the F1 minus my F0 divided by 2 F1 minus my F0 minus my F2 multiplied by H. And here the L, that becomes the 130, the F1, that is the model class, that is 32, the F0, that is the class preceding the model class, that is the 20, the F2, that is the class succeeding the model class, that is 33, and H, that is the class interval of the model class, that is the 10, 140 minus 130. Now we put in the formula, that is 130 plus 132 minus my 20 divided by 2 multiplied by 32 minus my 20 minus my 33 multiplied by 10. Then 32 minus my 20, that 12 multiplied by 10, 120. Then 2 multiplied by 32, it becomes 64. 64 minus my 20 minus my 33, it becomes 11. then 130 plus 120 divided by 11. Then 130 plus when we solve this, 120 divided by 11, that becomes 10.90, and the total answer 140.90. That becomes the answer. Now graphic method of locating mode. Then we can locate the value of mode graphically with the help of histogram, and it has the following stuff. First, draw a histogram. Then second, join the top right corner of the rectangle erected on the model class with the top right corner of the rectangle erected on the preceding class by mean of a straight line. Then step 3, join the top left corner of the rectangle erected on the border class with the top left corner of the rectangle erected on the succeeding class by mean of a straight line. And the last point, from the point of intersection of two lines drawn in step 2 and step 3, draw a perpendicular on x-axis. Where this perpendicular meet the x-axis, give us the value of mode. Now here we have given prepare histogram from the following description and find out the value of mode. Here we have given the marks, that is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 90, and 90 to 100. And we have given the number of students that lie between each of the class: 4, 6, 14, 16, 14, 8, 16, and 5. Then since you can check the class interval are unequal, they should first be made equal by adjusting the frequency as shown below. Then we adjusting the frequency and making it equal. Then the marks 0 to 10, then 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80, 80 to 90, and 90 to 100. Then in the first class there is 4, second class there is 6. Then in the we have given 40 to 20 to 40. Now we have bifurcated this class into two class, 20 to 30 and 30 to 40. That's why we have taken half and half, 7 and 7. Then 40 to 50, that is 16. Then 50 to 16, that is 14. 16 to 17, that is 8. And then you can check 70 to 90. And we can bifurcate this again in two class, 70 to 80 and 80 to 90. And we have taken that the frequency equally 8, 8. And the last 90 to 100, that is the 5. And that is we adjusting the unequal the class interval to making it equal class interval. And now we prepare, now we making the histogram. First 0 to 10, we have taken that the marks of the student on x-axis and the number of students that is on the y-axis. Then 0 to 10 there is a 4. Then you can check here the 0 to 10, that is 4. Then this 10 to 26, then 20 to 37, and 30 to 40 again 7. Then 40 to 50, that is 16. Then 50 to 16, that is 14. 60 to 70, that is 8. 70 to 80, that is 8. 80 to 90, that is 8. And 90 to 100, that is 5. Then you can check the model class, that is the 16, that is the model class. Now we follow the step that we have discussed in the previous slide, and from these two straight line intersection, these straight line, we have to draw perpendicular on x-axis, and we can find out the where that perpendicular touch on the x-axis, that become the value of mode. Then clearly we can see in this image the value of mode, that is approximately 48. That is the answer. Now merit and demerit of mode. First, merit. It is simple to understand. Second, in some cases it can be located merely by inspection. It can be determined graphically from histogram. It is not at all affected by extreme observation and can be calculated even if extreme values are not known. It can be conveniently determined for distribution with opponent classes. These are the merits. Now we go to the demerit. First, it is not rigidly defined. Second, it is not based on all the observation. The third, it is not suitable for further mathematical treatment. The fourth, as compared to mean, mode is affected to a greater extent by fluctuation of sampling. The last, the value of mode cannot always be determined. In some cases, we may have a bimodal distribution which have more than one value of mode. Now, these are the two reference books which you can follow. The first, the S.C. Gupta. The title of the book, Statistical Method. The publisher, Sultan Chand and Sons, and you can use the 34 edition onwards. And the second, that is Richard Levin and David Rubin, and the title of the book, that is Statistics for Management, and the publisher, the Prentice Hall. You can follow these two books. Hi, thanks for your the wonderful cooperation and kind attention, and I hope this video will help you in your learning. Thanks again.